and welcome to the channel. If you're new around here, this might not be the best first video to start with, as it doesn't really give you an accurate picture of the rest of the channel's content. But please do stay tuned, because I am really interested to hear everybody's opinions on the topic I'll be speaking about today. And for those of you that have been here for a little while, thank you so much for sticking around, for not unsubscribing, and for continuing to support the channel with your likes, your comments and your interactions. It really does mean so much to me. You may have noticed over the last few months, I would say probably the last 6 months, that the upload schedule for the channel has become pretty sketchy, and that's exactly what I want to address today. For those of you that are not aware, I actually now run 2 YouTube channels simultaneously. One being this, my very first channel, Apple Fall Tree, and there is a blog, an Instagram account and a Pinterest account which all incorporate this brand. The other channel is known as the Irritable Vegan, and over there I concentrate completely on a low FODMAP lifestyle and managing my IBS symptoms. So viewers of this channel probably won't be aware that I've actually suffered with IBS since childhood, but it was only in the latter stages of last year that I actually asked for medical help for my condition, and after lots of invasive tests to basically rule out anything more sinister, I actually finally received a definitive diagnosis of IBS. From there I was introduced to a dietitian and the low FODMAP diet. So for anybody that's not familiar with the low FODMAP diet, it's the only medically proven way of eating that helps reduce the symptoms of IBS. It doesn't work for everybody, but the majority of people find a huge improvement in their symptoms and in their general quality of life. And this is the category that I fall into. So basically, since my own low FODMAP journey began, I've been documenting that over on my other social channels. So when you don't see me on here, it's because I'm being incredibly active over there, and vice versa. Promoting the message of veganism as a healthy and all-inclusive way of life has always been my priority, which is the main reason that I felt it was appropriate to keep the content separate, particularly throughout January when I was focusing all my effort and attention on Veganuary participants, on encouraging new vegans and speaking directly to people that were new to veganism and a vegan way of life. I didn't then want to start introducing lots of very restrictive guidelines which really only apply to people who suffer with IBS. So I felt for that reason alone it was appropriate to keep everything separate. Fast forward a few months and it's become really clear to me that a low FODMAP diet really is the best possible lifestyle for myself moving forward. And that discovery has had a huge impact and influence on the type of content that I'm able to produce on this channel. You may have noticed that a couple of the more recent recipes have actually been from the archives, and they were recipes that I filmed quite a long time ago but never actually got round to posting. Towards the earlier part of the year, I was making and creating new recipes and new content for this channel, but the honest truth is that behind the scenes I suffered with every one of those non-low FODMAP recipes. And that's what's brought me to the realisation that I really can't keep producing the type of recipes and content that you're used to seeing on this channel. It's just not worth it to my own health and well-being. So that brings the question, where do we go from here? Which is why I really wanted to bring this information to you today, because I'd really love to hear your input on exactly how you think this channel can continue. There's no question that I'm going to continue the Irritable Vegan channel, as unfortunately for me and for my condition, a low FODMAP diet really is the only long-term solution for my health. But I really don't think it's fair to allow this channel to then sit idle for weeks and sometimes even months at a time when I'm busy creating content over there. I'll be perfectly honest, I don't have an answer, which is why I really love to hear your feedback. Perhaps some of you already follow me on both channels and you're quite happy to continue to do that. So one possibility is cross-posting the recipes that I produce for the Irritable Vegan back here on this channel. But then that brings up the potential for lots and lots of questions and misunderstandings about why I'm omitting certain ingredients, why certain quantities and amounts of particular foods and possibly even why the nutritional data doesn't seem to balance out. And obviously none of that needs to be explained over on the other channel, where predominantly the viewers are aware of a low FODMAP diet and exactly what's entailed and exactly the eliminations and restrictions that apply. The other option is just to allow this channel to stagnate and fall by the wayside, which I would be really sad to see happen. But having said that, at the moment I'm finding it extremely stressful to try and keep up a content schedule for both channels. Bearing in mind, this is not a full-time job, it is something I do for fun and it doesn't bring any revenue in whatsoever. So for it to start to feel like it's becoming a burden is something I need to really address. The third option is that I could continue to post on here much more lifestyle-based content. So that would focus on all the other aspects of veganism other than food and eating. I could continue to create videos based much more on other things I'm interested in, such as holistic healing, complementary therapies, creating my own household and beauty products, no spend challenges and minimum waste. All those type of things I feel also encompass a vegan lifestyle and wouldn't necessarily be out of place on this channel. But the majority of the content that you're used to on here, such as the recipe videos and the food hauls, would then only exist over on the Irritable Vegan. It really is a dilemma and one that I've been wrestling with for quite some time. Ultimately, I will base the decision on what I feel is best for my mental and physical well-being. But that being said, I really would like to hear your opinions, and the only way I can do that is if you choose to reach out to me and comment down below. I know that at the end of the day there are not hundreds of thousands of you waiting religiously for this content to come out week after week after week, but that doesn't mean I don't value each and every one of you that does continue to show up each time I post. If you can think of a way forward that I've not yet mentioned, I would absolutely love to hear it. If you think any of the alternatives I've presented here today are going to be suitable and sound like something you'd be interested in watching, then please let me know. As always, I'd love to continue this conversation in the comments below, and for anybody out there that is really interested in seeing what I get up to over on my other channel and possibly learning a little bit more about dealing with the effects of IBS and embarking on a vegan low FODMAP diet, then I'll leave a link to my other channel in the description box below, and I'd love for you to join me over on the Irritable Vegan. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.